The woman just went to the bathroom on the plane, never expecting that this simple act would save her life. Just as she finished and was about to return to her seat, the plane suddenly began to shake violently. In an instant, she was thrown into the air. When she came to, she found herself surrounded by chaos. She tried to open the bathroom door, but it wouldn't budge. She had no choice but to kick it open with her foot. When she finally stepped out, she was shocked. Outside, everything was covered in snow and ice. It was clear the plane had crashed into a snowy mountain. After searching around, she found her family, but sadly, they were already frozen solid. She desperately tried to dig their bodies out of the snow. At that moment, a man heard the noise and came out from the plane. The plane was now completely empty except for the two of them. They had no choice but to help each other and find a way out of there. They gathered some usable supplies and set off. Not long after, they reached the edge of the mountain, the only way out. They had to risk climbing down the cliff. For the woman who had been afraid of heights since she was a child, this was incredibly difficult. She slipped with one foot and almost fell, but the man caught her just in time. After persistent effort, they finally reached halfway down the mountain, but the cliffs here were even more treacherous. Just looking down made her dizzy. They had to move sideways along the rocks. After just a few steps, the woman froze in fear, unable to continue. She looked down at the cliff below and couldn't move. The man reached out his hands to help her across. Although her legs were already weak, she knew she had to fight for her life. With all her strength, she finally made it. But as the man tried to move forward, he realized there were no more rocks ahead. They were stuck, stranded halfway up the mountain, with no way forward or back. In a desperate moment, the man came up with an idea. He leaped down and landed on a tree below. The tree cushioned his fall, and he survived. He quickly told the woman it was possible and urged her to jump toward the tree. For a woman with a fear of heights, this was terrifying, but with the man's encouragement, she jumped, landing directly on him. When the man got up, he realized his phone had been smashed and there was no signal. He threw the phone aside. After a brief rest, they continued moving forward. Soon they reached another snowy mountain. The man spotted a cave ahead. In this freezing mountain, it was the perfect place to take shelter and stay warm. He shouted to the woman behind him, telling her to hurry, but she was clearly running low on energy. Just as he reached out to help her, he suddenly saw a terrifying sight and immediately shouted at her.